Good evening guys and welcome to my channel. Tonight I'm preparing papers and I thought I could turn the camera on so you can see how I do with my paper. I have made a fire so it will dry faster, and as you can see I have a fan in the roof that will blow warm air onto my papers on the floor. So I will turn the camera and you can see how I do the coloring. So this is my hallway, and my floor is now covered with a big plastic bag and some papers. I have also got some of these beautiful papers that you have under your cakes with some lace edges on, so they will also give some beautiful decorations to the journal. So it's coffee dyeing today, so I have taken a spritz bottle and I have put coffee in it and then water. So we will just spritz these with water now and let them dry naturally, as that get the best natural look. And don't overdo it. Better less than too much coffee in it. It's more natural that it's just a little bit of yellowish on the paper if you're going for a authentic style on the old papers. So just a little bit of coffee in the first dye, and then you can put on some splatters with darker coffee later on. So let's start spritzing. And I'm just doing like this, spritzing along the edges first and then a little bit in the middle, so I don't put it everywhere. And I don't do it so neat. I'm kind of just splashing it down and leave some white in the middle. And as you can see, you can almost not see it at all, that it's a color on it. But I can assure you, when it has dried, you can see that yellowish natural tone. So I will do all of these papers and then I will come back to you and show you how I will splatter on some darker coffee on top of this. So now are all of my papers spritzed with a thin layer of coffee. And now it's time to do a little extra decoration, and this is of course optional, but I think it's fun to have some little extra decorations that are a bit darker. You can use a mug and do circles, like you have put your cup on to the papers, or you can just do like I'm going to do now. I'm using a brush and I'm taking what's left in my coffee mug and then I just splatter it on to the papers here and there, so it looks like someone just have put some coffee on them. Try to not put all over the floor. I don't have any holder, so I'm holding my phone in the hand. Sorry if I get you dizzy. So then I'm just leaving this to dry overnight, and we have beautiful papers tomorrow. They will be a bit buckled, but I always take my iron and flatten them out again. That way you can just put on how much water you want. They will get stronger after that you have put water on them, so that's a bit odd, but actually it's like that. When they have been wet, it seems like that is good for the papers. So that's the process I do before I use my papers in the vintage journals. We will do another technique and try something totally different. So I will be back in a minute. So we are back up in my craft room, and I have put my silicone mat upside down on my table, and I'm going to do some prints. I don't have a jelly plate, so I use my backside of the silicone mat to print some patterns on my papers. So I'm just using acrylic paint. At the moment I'm at natural colors, so it's white, brown, black and grey. And nothing expensive, cheap from dollar store. It's just background prints, so we don't need anything fancy doing this. So I'm just putting a quite thick layer on my mat with my brayer. I don't push it down too hard. I want quite much color to be on the mat so we can get some patterns. Okay, I think that's enough. So I have just, we don't have so much flowers yet in Sweden, so I have just taken some of my indoor plants and taken some of the leaves. I'm just pushing that into the color. I'm putting it with the veins down so we can get more pattern. Then I'm just picking them up. And then I think I will use a piece of a lace. Pushing that down. And maybe we can try this stamp. See if that can get a pattern. So I'm just taking my A4 paper and putting it down. Too much color in the way. It's a bit messy, but fun. And then we get a bit of pattern from the leaves and the lace and even the stamp. So then we can do it the other way. I'm putting my leaves back with the veins up. I can find them in my... like that. I have another leaf that I used earlier. I can put that down too. That's probably dried now, but let's try it. And these are just background pages, so I'm going to do pattern like yesterday on these, so you don't need to be so neat about the pattern on it. I'm not using exactly this. I'm going to copy my pattern onto thinner paper later on. This is rather thick. Picking this back up, and we will take off our leaves. Try to not push too much onto the paper, like that. So this way you can play with whatever you want. Straws, grasses, different kind of leaves, laces, everything that will give a three-dimensional pattern. And then you can use them as a background, or if you use thinner paper, you can use them right as they are. So nothing fancy, but kind of a little bit of, maybe can call it monoprinting, but you don't need anything special tools. You can press it with your hands, and you can use your craft mat and just make some nice patterns to play with. So when your acrylic paint is dry, you can move on if you think that your print is maybe boring, or if you would like another color, or in some way want to alter it a little bit more. You can go in with your watercolors. So let's see if we can make it a little bit more brownish. I think I would like to have it a little bit more warm. So then I'm just going in with my brush and give it a little bit more of the warm color. And you can of course blend the colors. You can go in with a little bit more of a blue greenish kind of color. Still quite neutral, so just use the colors you like or need for maybe some special order or just to have fun. I like these two colors together. And let them move as they like. Give it some texture with some splatter on. Something like that. Leave that to dry a little bit. And I have another one where I had the lace that was a bit messy, and then the leaves. So I'm thinking maybe we should go for the green and give the leaves the right tone. They are still muted colors, so that's nice. This got really thick, so we got really nice texture on the leaves. This way you can alter the prints really nice. And also if they get, as this one, not so good, you can still use it for something. You don't think so much about that messy corner with the lace if you don't like that. I think it's pretty fun with just letting go and let the color do its thing. And if it gets messy, so what? Do another one. Play. Enjoy. And if you like strong colors, go in with strong colors. Make another pattern on top of it, or maybe use a ink pen and do a ink and wash and kind of line out these leaves on the prints. So off to dry them, and then we can continue and do a little bit more of decoration. So our pages are dry. Looks like this. So let's decorate them a little bit more, as we are going to use this as the same way as the one we did yesterday. We are going to use it as a background page for the journal. So we are going to kind of fold it like this, and we are going to have two sides in the journal. So we can do some little extra decoration on them. So let's start with the green one. And I have just taken some labels and an old antique book page. And I think I'm going to use this as a background for this label. Just for the layering. And I don't remember if I said it, but these will of course be ironed later on, so they will be flat and nice when we are going to copy them for the journal pages. So they are easy to copy. And then I took this piece of textile. I think that goes quite well with the color of the leaves. Come to mama. And the last one is an old label from this old factory that I got to visit and pick a lot of things from. And we have all these boxes with buttons that I got, and they had all kinds of nice old labels on them. So let's see. Need to think about that we are going to fold it in the middle, so we can't have so many things kind of in the middle. Do like this instead. Put the big one in the corner that isn't so nice. It's a bit dark, so let's tone that down. And the other boring corner can get the other label. And then you of course can do more things when you have decided where to use it and if you want a special theme on the page. But this is a nice beginning, so you can use it in the background of your pages. And a bit of scribbling. I'm kind of into neutrals and gold at the moment. And it goes so nicely with this blue, kind of antique blue color. Am I out of frame now? I just felt like I was totally out, but I think I made it. Let's take the blue one. This is a printable from Ruby and Pearl XO, I think, and I have just embossed it and teared it and aged it a bit. I think I need to put this on. It's dries so quickly in this thin opening. Trying to avoid to put too much glue on the embossing part, as that will flatten out if it gets wet, and we don't want that. Not so straight. Put that down in that corner. There, so we still have a lot of writing space if we would like that. And the monogram top of the lace. I need to take the 01 pen so we get it a little bit bigger. I think we are done for now. So we still have them quite neutral in case we want to use them for some special occasion or special journals. So this is the result, and I hope you will be a bit inspired from this and will go and play. So thank you so much for being here, supporting me, and always write some nice comments. I'm so grateful, and this is so fun. So please come back and play with me again. So have a nice evening, and until next time, bye bye from Sweden.